Hey guys, Pix here from 1036. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about that new event that came out, and it is pretty similar. You might recognize a lot of it, but I just wanted to go through it real quick with everybody. I do like this better, the Kingdom Arena over the Glory Arena, because the Glory Arena, you fought your own server, and I mean, it was kind of see how you matched up against your own server, but it also matched you up against your own alliance, and you kind of sometimes felt bad attacking them and deducting points and so on. So I think this is a little nicer, where you don't have an emotional attachment to these other players that are on the board that you are up against. So yeah, this is the main board when you do your challenges, and let's just go through this real quick. You might be familiar with it already, but yeah, so 2 servers will be matched according to the server power and so on. Before challenging, you need to select at least 1 general and 1 soldier for the lineup. For each event, 3 types of troops will be randomly selected as the major battle troop, which that I'm not quite clear about, because you are set with archer, ground, and mounted, as well as those will participate in every single battle, so I'm not quite sure. You can freely form a lineup using a major battle troop that have been unlocked. Non-major battle troops will be provided in limited quantities based on your keep level. You might have already come across this previously. We can go through this here shortly. Here you can deploy your attack lineup setting up to 3 different troop types to challenge your opponent's defense lineup. So in this view that I will go over, this is your attack, your offense. That's how you set it up here. And then also, if you do end up setting up your offense will be also your defense, unless you change your defense. This does not go both ways, so if you set your defense first, this will not be your offense. And this is kind of explained in your defense. Now, this is the defense lineup. Here you can deploy your defense lineup setting up to 3 different troop types to defend against your opponent's attack. If your defense lineup is empty, your attack lineup will be automatically saved as your defense lineup the first time you deploy it. So you need to do an offense attack first before the offense becomes your defense. I hope this was clear. So if you set up an offense and you attack once, your offense will be your defense unless you change your defense. Then each refresh will randomly match up with 3 or 5 opponents and so on. You can refresh with gems. And this time you actually get more refreshes than with a Glory Arena. Then the winning versus losing, so you need to at least win 2 rounds of the entire match to win either the attack or defense. And the nice thing with this is you can look at the opponent's buffs, but something that I wasn't quite aware of is here, let's go. Temporary attributes from other events and boost items do not apply in this event. So I'm guessing your march size buff, well, the march size buff is automatically active, as you probably have already noticed, but attack, defense, and HP buff, the 1 hour buffs, those will not be an effect. And then if there's any other boosts that are not your main boosts for your buffs, then those won't be used at all. Here it even says the event provides a 200% boost in the march size. Attributes marked as defending, reinforcing, attacking monsters in rally, and other conditions will not be effective. So just make sure when you select your generals that they're universal buffs, it appears. So attributes marked with defending, so it won't help your defense. Reinforcing won't help your defense either. Attacking monsters won't help your attack. In rally, and other conditions will not be effective. I'm not quite sure what they mean with other conditions, but because when it says attacking troops attack, that should be effective in your offensive march, right? Attributes marked with here we go. Attributes marked with attacking and marching, and attributes with no conditions take effect on both the attacking and defending side. Oh, interesting. All right. So it doesn't have to be just universal for your defense. Even the attacking will be part of your defense buffs. If that is not true, then they probably should do 1A and 1B, or 1 and like split this in 1 and 2. But it's, nickel and diming the buffs here. You will earn arena points for a successful attack, while a failed attack will not result in a deduction. So even if you fail the attack, you don't get points, but you also don't lose points. And then if you fail defense, of course it's deducting points. And then if you have a 1 defense, then apparently neither is going to win any points. So it's kind of a nil situation where you're not going to rank up on the leaderboard with a failed attack. And then here's just the ranking overall. Only 200 are displayed every 5-minute refresh. And then you get a daily ranking award and a final ranking. So the rewards, the daily are meh. Not the greatest ones, but we know Evony. And then the round rewards, they're pretty nice actually. You get a temporary avatar frame, you get a decent amount of coins depending on your ranking, and necklaces, treasure box, and so on. So the overall is not that bad. Okay, so I played yesterday already, so I'm already on the board, but let's go to an offense, and I already set up my marches here, but what I wanted to kind of show is, because this is the ground march, archers, mounted, and siege, they are limited, so up to 10,000, and you may have been aware of this from the Glory Arena. So you only can use the troops determined for this particular march to be the ones that you can use the most. Something that I think I did, I wouldn't say incorrectly, but I didn't do properly, let's say this way, was using my marches to their best capabilities, meaning this is only march against march. There are no in-city troop attacks or in like debuffs, like your subsidies are not deployed. So this is really just march against march, whatever buffs you have with your march, as well as debuffs maybe from a dragon, whatever you have, that's going to be used in that battle in particular. So what you probably want to look for is a strong offensive march, or overall your strongest march, your strongest general, and then also a large march size with the pairing that you have. If I were to choose a different general, here you go, another ground general, then you would see my march size would go down drastically, and that would definitely change the outcome in the attack. Make sure you save every single preset that you have set before you move on to the next one. As you just saw, I went over to Archer just to reset the march that I've already saved. But if I really wanted to have, this ground general, let's say with this pairing, then I would have to save it as that. But I'm not going to, because now it's all messed up. Alright, so at first, select your layers. I like my 4,444, and then I randomly chose the upper tier layers. I'm using the upper 3 tiers for that particular march, and because I have T15s, with T15s being the most. And for ground, that makes sense, hopefully for everybody, because ground has to be upper tier heavy, but then for archers I did the exact same. I have T15 mostly, and T14 some, and then T13 also some, and then the same with mounted. T13 the least, T14 middle amount, and then T15 the highest amount. And that kind of goes into play with what I said. It is march against march, so you won't just, troop power against troop power, especially if you are sending, your general with all the buffs that you have from the gear, from their main skill, from their ascension, and so on. You just want to buff your highest troops, and you don't really have a whole lot of debuffs to work with. So just, mass against mass, so to speak. And, this guy, here I can change that a little bit. Alright, save to albums. Alright, so that's my offense, and then my defense will be the same. I have the same setup because I actually never selected a defense lineup, and this is the exact same one. So this one actually updated now too because I updated my offense march. So now if I want a different defense march, I can select that if I feel like I have stronger defense buffs somewhere else, or stronger buffs that would help me in the defense, I could do that. But to be fair, I go with march size over possibly additional buffs. But these are so far my strongest generals right now, so I'm going to stick with those. Alright, hopefully that helped with setting up your marches, and yeah, let's go for it. Okay, then you can of course look at their setup. They have, are they fully ascended? What pairing do they have? If you're really that interested, you can look at that. And then you just hit on challenge. And you can see I get points, they get points deducted. So if you lose the defense, you lose points. And I didn't even really talk about that. Here, let's do the next one. Challenge. So for a successful attack, you get 1 coin, I think. I don't know if it, sometimes you get 3 coins, but I know if you, because I did it with my family account yesterday, if you actually lose an attack, you still get arena coins. You only get 1 coin, and then you get resource chests and other stuff. So even if you have a weak keep to play with and still want to participate in the arena event, you may not get all the arena coins, you may not be ranking high, but you still get resource chests and other stuff, speed ups. So sure, why not? And I think you can attack one player multiple times. I think that is new, that we weren't able to do in the Glory Arena. Let's see if I have a duplicate show up. Hellbell Bra, that's what I just, that's the one that I just attacked. And I can show you here in a quick second. Battle logs. So if you ever want to look back at the battle logs, then you go into this little scroll right here, and here you can see Hellbell and also Diva attack twice. And I think that the better their setup is, the higher the points you get. However, if you attack them again, you get less points. So yeah, that is for this. And then no more challenges today, but you can buy up to 15 challenges with gems. So if you don't have a whole lot of gems, think about it twice, maybe do 1 challenge at a time to see if you want to add more and more, or you just go with all 15. However, you have to click all the way through. Of course, the more challenges you buy, the more chances you have, the higher you can rank in on the board. So if you know that you don't have a high chance of scoring on the board at all or high at all, then you might not want to do it, but just keep in mind, with every chance that you buy extra, you get a little bit extra here too. So you can do the calculation yourself, see if that works out for you. And yeah, so I can do this 15 more times. I don't have to do this in front of all of you, but also didn't really talk about this button here, the refresh button. If you don't like the setup that you have right here, hit refresh and you get a new setup. Stronghold. Alright, so this server for me in particular is kind of easy to attack against, but we'll see how it is with the next Kingdom Arena event, you know, because I don't even know how the pairing is really set. I know Evony is telling us, but do we really understand it? The two servers will be matched according to the server power. So if it is that easy for me and not just for me, then I'm not quite sure where the power matchup is, but you know, we know Evony's matchup capabilities. Then also, if you want to redeem the coins eventually, right, and overall throughout the event you're not getting that many coins, but these are the rewards that you can collect. Or meh. I would have hoped for something better at the very top, but you know, we can't have everything. So yeah, I hope this helped you understand the Kingdom Arena a little better. If you understood the Glory Arena, Kingdom Arena is pretty straightforward. I might have added a couple of things that I didn't talk about in the Glory Arena, so hopefully you like this video. Share with your alliance if this was helpful for you. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I appreciate every subscription. And give it a like. I will see you guys in the next one.